AEW is supposed to be where the best wrestle, so I guess Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize got the memo as they decided they were not going to wrestle tonight on Collision. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Bit of a late one, late but not quite out of date. It's a late and breaking news video here at 7 a.m. in the UK. Cannot say we're not good to you guys. Bringing you the breaking news, man. I'm desperate for my head to hit the pillow, but instead I'm here to talk about all elite wrestling. But let's be honest, there's nothing elite about this company. I don't know if there's ever been anything elite. I did like the whole Jericho. Ooh, a little bit of the bubbly. And that did become like a meme and that got over. But I mean, of course, if anybody was going to get anything over in AEW, it was going to be Chris Jericho, because he's a legend. He's a living legend. And Chris Jericho, undoubtedly, will go down as one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. Now, I'm not sure exactly where he is in the pecking order. I'm thinking as high as top 3. But I'd need to seriously think about it. But for me, Jericho, he's always been in my top 3. Alongside Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold. That is my top 3. Has it changed over the years? I mean, maybe. But either way, we're not here to talk about Jericho, unfortunately. We're here to talk about Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize as they walked out on AEW. They walked out on Tony Khan after not wanting to lose in the AEW Tag Team Titles Women's Tournament. Now, first of all, who are these two to think they shouldn't want to fucking lose? Nixon Newell, first of all, she lost when she decided to create an OnlyFans. When she got released from WWE and then decided to go and sell her body for money and pretend it's empowering, when in reality she's just an online whore. She was a whore, Tony, as they would say in The Sopranos. I think she lost as soon as she done that. So she should be used to being a loser. And second of all, I mean, who the fuck are these people? Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize. Now, they're actually girlfriend. I don't know if they're wifeys, but I know that they're dating. They're going out with each other. But who the hell are they? Nixon Newell was an absolute nobody, a jobber in WWE that got released by McMahon, only for Triple H to bring her back like he did pretty much all the guys. You look at all the people McMahon released, Triple H brought them back, did fuck all with them, then released them again. How many mistakes has Triple H made? He's been making mistakes for years. He's been making mistakes since he ever took control of McMahon. Or control over from McMahon anyway. So Nixon Newell got released. Triple H brought her back. Then after like 18 months, they released her again because they realised there's just nothing fucking interesting about this person. Oh, she's got tattoos. Oh, she's got green and blue hair. Yeah, you know, you could turn up in an Antifa rally and you would see that. Oh, she's below average in looks. Again, you know, you look at some like fucking liberal feminazi rally, man, and you're going to see some chick there with a bunch of shit ugly tattoos and multicoloured hair and not particularly like hot, you know, like you're not going to see, you just don't see women that look like Stacey Keibler at these events, you really don't. And as for Miranda Alize, never fucking heard of her, but they were in AEW, they were set to be in this tag team match, they were booked to lose, they were supposed to put over Tay Mello and Anna Jay on Collision, and they didn't want to do it. They didn't like the idea. They were unhappy with it, and they walked out. An hour before the show, they walked out. They took their bags, as Austin, took his ball and went home. These two ladies, I mean, who knows? They could be trannies. They could have balls. Maybe they picked up their balls and maybe they left. But either way, they refused to wrestle for AEW and for Tony Khan. And like the nerve of these two fucking jobbers, they think that they have got like the pulling power to decide who they lose to and like what titles they win and how far they can go in a tournament. They're not even hired. These two aren't even hired officially by AEW. They don't have like official contracts. They're kind of just in as like, indie workers that are being given some screen time, given some TV time, but they don't even have official AEW contracts. And they think that on their second match, they get to pick and choose how far they go in the tournament. Now, Miranda Alize has came out and she said on Twitter, quote, "We have so much to say, ... end of quote." You might have so much to say, but the question is, does anybody give a fuck about what you actually have to say? The answer to that question is no. Nobody cares. And apparently the reason why they're refusing is because they do not believe that they've been booked strong enough, even though this would only be their second match. So in their opening match last week, or 2 weeks ago, they took on the team of Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir, and the match lasted under 3 minutes, and they weren't happy as they viewed this as getting buried. Newsflash: there was a lot of fucking matches that lasted 3 minutes or less back in the day. We just watched Raw from 2003. It was Molly Holly challenging Gail Kim for the women's title, and the match lasted 3 minutes. Gail Kim lost the match in fucking 3 minutes, and that was a title match, and that was like the biggest prize in women's wrestling. And these two are pissed off that they lost a match in 3 minutes to, let's be honest, Megan Bayne, who is gigantic and looks like a massive powerhouse, who is being treated like a big fucking deal. And then you've got Marina Shafir, who is being beating up the men. She's been beating up dudes for Moxley over the past 6 months. So she's been dominating guys. And then you got Megan Bayne, who's like legitimately looks about 6'1", 6'2", something along those lines, and she's like built like a brick wall. Why the fuck would these two? Why would they lose to these two jobbers with fucking multicoloured hair? These two lesbian freaks. You've got Marina Shafir, who's been beating up men, and you've got Megan Bayne, who's got like the body of a man. And that's not me saying she's unattractive, but she's a big fucking woman. So why would losing to them all of a sudden mean that you're buried? Did they expect to beat them? No. Marina Shafir beats up men, so I highly doubt she was going to lose to these two little 5'2" fucking lesbian couple. And then they didn't want to lose to Anna Jay and Tay Mello, who are both extremely fucking hot and have been in AEW for years now. I don't quite know if they were there from day one, but Tay Mello and Anna Jay, they've been in AEW for at least 4 or 5 years now, and they're an established tag team. Surely an established tag team that's been around in AEW, surely they're going to go pretty far in this tournament. They've both got official contracts. They've both been in the company, like I said, for about 5 years, maybe even longer than that. And they're both attractive. They're both fucking hot. If this match is on, and well, I know the AEW fan base might be a wee bit on the fence there, but the average guy, who's he going to be looking at? Is he going to be looking at Tay Mello and Anna Jay, or is he going to be looking at the fucking lesbian couple with blonde hair? I mean, the answer's quite clearly Tay Mello and Anna Jay. They are quite clearly the, I'm not going to say draws, because there is no draws at AEW, but they are the A side of this billing. They are the A side of this tag team. And maybe Nixon Newell thinks she deserves to get a push because she came from the WWE, but let's be honest, that is like, that's out of date. Nobody gives a shit. Maybe if you were in the WWE like 20 years ago and you got released in TNA, brought you in, maybe they would push you as a big deal, because you would have been a big deal, because you would have been part of WWE and it was good. But newsflash, WWE now has sucked for like years and years and years, so nobody cares, Nobody cares about, oh, you're in WWE person now. It's garbage. You could be in WWE, you could be in Ring of fucking Honor. It's all the same shit now. Doesn't matter which company you're in. You suck either way. Being in WWE is not enough now to put this claim into being a big star. It doesn't make you a big star. Back in the day when the era was good and you had a shitload of stars, yes, being a WWE wrestler meant something. What does being a WWE wrestler mean now? Absolutely nothing. You tell me if like Nathan Fraser or Johnny Gargano got released tomorrow, they could turn up to AEW and expect to be big deals, expect to be world champions just because they were in WWE. Oh, I was a jobber in WWE, so make me a world champion in AEW. Fuck that. Tony Khan, he needs to start having some respect for himself, some respect for his company, and you just can't be bringing in these random WWE people and pretending that they're big stars when they're fucking clearly not. So anyway, guys, there you go. They're not happy. They said they're going to release a statement for 10 people to read. No, nobody gives a fuck about these two. So there was 2 replacements coming in, Hyan and Maya World. I've heard of Hyan. I think she's like of Asian descent, I believe. Is she like Asian Brazilian? I'm not entirely sure. I know that probably describes Julia as well, but I do know this Hyan person. I've never heard of Maya World, but either way, doesn't matter. 16 women in this tag team tournament. It's a bunch of jobbers competing for a belt that doesn't mean shit at the end of the day, so it's not a big deal, but just the audacity of these two walking out thinking that they are something, thinking they're the shit, when reality is they are just shit. That is it. Till next time, guys. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.